Good evening, everyone. If in case you are preparing for CS executive exam, December, the most important issue is that every subject is very bulky. 100% yes, every subject is very bulky. So definitely the question most of the students are asking, so what to study? What to study? My simple answer always is you have to study the syllabus, complete syllabus. But then you would say, if I complete the syllabus, do you think I will be able to write the exam this year? Yes, if you don't want to write the exam, then that is fine. But you are doing professional course. Understand always one very important thing. You are not doing a normal graduation course or something. You are doing a professional course. This professional course, that is CS, as you all know, it is equivalent to post-graduation in the Western countries. That was recently agreed. So my sincere advice, guys, if you're preparing for professional exam like this, that too company secretary course, that too second level CS executive, subjects are very bulky, no doubt about it. Every student will complain of the same thing. And it is not only subject. For your kind information, good news is, in other words, the bad news is, your question paper also is going to be very lengthy. So handling that question paper and handling this syllabus is like a nightmare for anybody. Boys and girls, I'm not going to tell you that if you read these questions, you're going to pass 100%, but I'm going to tell you that if you read these, at least 70 mark syllabus, you will cover. That I can 100% say, because this is my 28th year of teaching experience for law, company secretary course, all the law 5 papers I'm handling. I don't say you filter syllabus, but I would advise after covering the syllabus once, means entire syllabus once you covered. That means first reading anyway, you have to go by the syllabus, complete syllabus you go through. Later on, if you could focus on the topics that I'm highlighting, that is why I kept the side reading as topics of significance or exam. I'm not saying these are important topics, but I'm 100% concluding that yes, these are all significant topics you can read. In that way, 65 to 70 or 70 to 75 marks, around 70, let's say, you can definitely have a confidence, because I selected topics in such a way that if you read that topic, you're going to cover 3-4 related connected areas. So therefore, I'm pretty confident if you could cover these topics, you can. If you look at your question paper, CS Executive Company Law New Syllabus Question Paper, there are 2 parts in company law. Number 1 is part A. It carries 60 marks. It's for about 60 marks. And part B, it is for 40 marks. And your model paper is a combination of MCQ based. 20 marks worth will be MCQ based, and 80 marks worth from both the parts together you have descriptive. And when it comes to company law, though ICSI has given a model paper at the end of the textbook, but my sincere advice, based on past experience of company law papers, mentally prepare for almost 65 to 70% of the question paper case law based. And many questions will be semi-case law based, but over and above, you will expect only questions related to case law based. So when it comes to a question which is case law based, definitely examiner will be expecting you to write the provision, that is section you have to write. Many a time students are asking me, like, what happens if you don't write the sections? ICSI though did not tell me even if students won't write the test sections will pass. At the same time, they did not say, but they have given some model answers. And these model answers, if you look at the sources of information from institute, you can come to a conclusion. Every answer is supported by what you call section. Most of the case law questions, how do you answer without sections? Frankly speaking, that is a case law. They're asking very clearly, explain according to this provision, so on. So then you say according to company law, there is no use. You have to write the section. So as better as you can, since you are a company secretary, man, you're going to be a company secretary and you're going to be an expert in company law. And don't you think you should emphasize more on sections? I'm not saying all 470 sections in company law you should be able to remember. I'm only saying concept wise sections you have to. That is what the preparation is all about. You can't simply see. Some of you might be thinking, oh, let me read these questions, let me these topic, I'll become CS. It is not possible, guys. You are not reading an ordinary course. You don't believe in people saying that if you do CS, there is no value. If you do CS, salary is this much only. If you do CS, Arey beta, you understand why this is a professional qualification. Why do you think about working only in the company? Why don't you think about having a practice? And you have to agree that legal compliance, that means laws, number of laws, rules, regulations from the government, every day they are increasing, man. And obviously companies require a compliance officer to take care of this. I'm only confident about, maybe I don't know, past 10 years before situation might be different when it comes to company secretary course, but today's situation is completely different. There are a lot, I mean, there is a lot of industrialization happening and there are a lot of laws being passed by the parliament. So professionals like company secretary should be ensuring that companies will be complying with all these rules, regulations, right? So definitely they need one expert here. You don't go by result first. Outcome is a different thing. Your job is okay. I got registered for company secretary. I heard a lot about this, etc. In other videos, I will tell you what exactly being a company secretary. You will have benefits in the society in India, abroad. But as of now, I got registered. I already got preliminary information, fundamental information from different sources. I got registered. Then I have to do justice for this. This is what you have to think. This is exactly what you have to think. So part A question paper, if you see MCQ based questions, 5 questions, MCQ based questions, you have 5 of each question carries 2 marks. So 10 marks is the weightage from part A, though it is overall 60 marks. And I'm telling you, these MCQ questions, you won't be able to answer unless and until you cover up the entire syllabus. 100% you can't answer because you don't know, I don't know. Nobody knows. Don't believe in anybody. In me also don't believe. You don't know which concept they would be asking. So your first reading has to be entire coverage of the syllabus. Your second reading has to be the topics which I'm highlighting here. First. Okay. Then question number 2, we have got 4 questions, each carry 5 marks, 4 into 5, 20 marks. Okay. Question number 2A, choice questions. Is one of these questions only you have to choose. That also 5 marks, part A may. Then question number 3, we have got 3 questions, 3 into 5, 15 marks. Question number 4 also we've got 3 questions and 3 into 5, 15 marks. So moral of the story, if it is 5 marks question, the first important question comes to my mind, how many lines, how much of information should I write? Usually 20 to 25 lines, if you are able to write, your 5 marks question answer will be complete here. But if it is case law question, you have to begin with the section, you have to explain what actually happened in the case, and you have to conclude in the last paragraph as a solution from your side. Okay, that anyway, answer writing, I will discuss one by one. We're taking previous questions and answers, I will discuss and I'll post videos. Please subscribe this so that you will keep getting videos, you will not be missing anything. Next part B, we have lesson 1 to, so part 1, 60 marks, lesson 1 to 12. 12 lesson 60 marks here. Almost every lesson 1 question, 5 marks. Every lesson 1 question, 5 marks. If you look at the questions, you see number of questions here, 4 questions, 3 questions, 7 questions, 7 questions, 10 questions. 10 into 5, almost 50 marks here. 10 questions you're going to write. Imagine 20 lines plus, if you 20 lines minimum if you have to write. This paper, this part A, you have to manage in 1.5 hour only maximum. 1 hour 40 minutes you have to manage here. Otherwise, it's not, because 3 hours exam may 3 hours exam में 60 marks लिखना, 10 questions लिखना. Anyway, objective type also almost takes about 15 to 20 minutes, because objective type questions, they will not ask straight objective questions like CCET. CACET exam is there, no foundation exam like that, they won't ask. Questions are very bulky. That means every MCQ question is almost like a case law question you're going to answer. Please be mentally prepared. I'm telling you, why do you get scared when it comes to MCQ question? Case law questions. Have you understood concept? If you have understood concept, 100% you can answer. You don't have to memorize anything. You don't have to remember anything. Have you understood concept? If you have understood concept, I'm telling you, company law, 80% of the marks easily you can score, because you only have to work on the provisions. That's it. Because concept so much mein aa gaya. You understood the concept. When you have understood, focus on understanding the concept, not focusing on remembering the concept, please. That is very important. Then part B, if you see, almost you have lesson 13 to 19, 7 lessons we have. 7 lessons, say 40 questions, 40 marks worth. Here again, 5 marks, 5 questions are MCQ based. Then question number 6A. Only one question is there. In one question, how many? 4 questions are there. And 3 questions carry, according to the model paper given by institute, 3 questions carry 8 marks each. In question number 6, 4 questions. Each question carry 3 questions. Out of 4 questions, 3 questions each carry 8 marks. 1 question carries 6 marks. Total 30 marks. So 5 questions MCQ. So see, 5 questions MCQ and remaining 4 questions. So you can save a lot of time in part B. So you have to organize properly. So unless and until whatever mock exams that we conduct, kindly write. If you don't write mock exams, trust me, you will not know whether you are mentally prepared or not. You always, because most of you, the problem of company secretary course, most of you are pursuing graduation. While doing graduation, you want to become company secretary. You will have to balance a lot. Having chosen both the routes, you should not be complaining. How can you complain? Okay, now over here I have given some topics that these are all topics of significance. I repeat once again, I'm not saying if you read this pakka you're going to pass, but I'm not saying, at the same time, I'm not saying that these are not going to be useful. 70 marks worth concepts, directly, indirectly you will cover. That's how I made 70 marks, 70 to 75 marks. What you do, take the textbook, see the index. Lesson wise, these contents, I picked up these lessons from the syllabus copy of institute. Company law textbook, institute textbook may first few pages you have in detail chapter analysis of each topic that is to be covered, right? There, so you take a textbook if in case. So most of some chapters, me at Briggs Academy, when I'm taking classes, I would have given you notes. Then if a faculty had given notes for you, that is fine. If in case faculty had not given a notes, the best option is always textbook, but textbook usually takes a lot of time. So there are only 2 solutions for is you must have a notes given by faculty in the coaching, or you must have already prepared notes. So first reading, go through from the textbook by preparing notes. Then the second reading, always go by reading that notes. That is one thing. So if you look at lesson 1, I urge you, I request you to go through these topics like ultra virus related, exceptions, indoor management, okay, lifting of corporate wheel. After reading the entire syllabus once, the second reading onwards, focus on these things. Understood? The next one, lesson 2 may you have got transfer of shares, characteristics of both the companies, and a small company, subsidiary company, government company. These questions in the old syllabus also have been repeated several times. Like lesson number 3, basically we have got memorandum and articles, contents of memorandum, those 6 clauses, articles, and procedure to change them. So focus on the 3rd chapter, contents of memorandum, articles, and alteration of memorandum and articles. That is one thing. 4th chapter, obviously prospectus types you have to, and at the same time types of issue of shares. Like let's see, you have something called security premium account, private placement, that is securities issued at premium. So this lesson, especially 4th lesson, is very bulky. There is a possibility of 2 questions, that is 10 marks weightage is possible from 4th lesson. So make sure you read these concepts: sweat equity, buyback, reduction. These are all, when you think of company law, the topics which I actually have given are basically the topics of importance, in the sense these are usually dealt in company law. So there are miscellaneous concepts. There are concepts here and there, plus minus concepts connected to the main concepts like this. But these concepts you please go through first. This is when, after completion of the syllabus 1 round, when you have seen almost every concept in every lesson, uske baad second reading when you're doing, go through this. Yes, next one, lesson number 5, you have like ways to acquire membership, registers related, closing of registers. And these 2 points are very important. Declaration of beneficial intersection 89, 90, 91, these sections we have, those sections, please make sure. And when it comes to membership rights, change of rights, these are very important. Next one, lesson number 6, if you see debentures related, debenture trustee related, deposit. So lesson number 6 is very crispy lesson, very short lesson. If you could read debenture trustee, and you would easily understand deposit trustee. Debenture trustee, if you read deposit trustee, you will understand. So provisions related to raising of money in the form of deposits, provisions related to raising of money in the form of debentures, both go through it. Yes. Next, lesson number 7 may charge is there. Mostly, definitely types of charges like fixed charge and floating charge. Then registration. Most important thing in lesson 7 is basically registration of charges that you go through. Next one, lesson number 8 may payment of dividend, dividend on preference shares, declaration of dividend, unpaid dividend account, investor education protection fund, rights of dividend, rights shares, etc. Procedure, this all those, if you look at the syllabus carefully, lesson number 6, 7, 8, I'm telling you, are very short. 100% there is a question chance. So make sure these 3 chapters, since they are very small, if you focus one question average, if they ask you also, I'm telling you 15 marks easily you can score. Okay. Next one, lesson number 9, if you will have books of accounts. On books of accounts, most important thing is financial statements. National Financial Reporting Authority is one thing, and auditor appointment. When it comes to auditor appointment, auditor disqualification, auditor removal, auditor resignation, these things, connected points, make notes. Disqualification of auditor, etc. Then lesson number 10 may, you have got compromise and arrangements. There are actually 4 important concepts in lesson 10. Compromise and arrangement is one thing, merger amalgamation is one thing. So make sure the connected points related you please go through. At the same time, in this lesson, where most importantly, minority shareholders rights, okay, please go through it. Class action suit, in the previous exam model papers also, class action suit related questions were asked. And operational management, so merger, amalgamation, arrangement, compromise. Arrangement, compromise, merger, amalgamation, operation mismanagement, these concepts are technically very important concepts in company law, so make sure you just go through them. Next one, lesson number 7, 11 is very small lesson, that is dormant company under part 1. Yes, simply procedure, prerequisites you underline, at the most compliances to be followed by dormant company. So this lesson, 1 or 9 kind of lesson, so you may have, you may not have a question on this. There is a possibility, there is no possibility. Lesson number 12 may, we have got inspection of books of accounts. So this is again it's like inspection appointed, requested by registrar. So basically I want you to go through under these 3 important concepts in lesson number 12: inspection, investigation, search and seizure. Inspection, investigation, search and seizure, these kind of concepts if you have, please make sure you go through it. Next, lesson number 13, if you see, mostly 13 is a meeting, so 101% you must be going through extraordinary general meeting and annual general meeting. So when it comes to annual general meeting, the connected points, secretarial standards, just go through. And most importantly, practical questions they might ask on quorum, election of the chairman, etc., postal ballot related. Then lesson number 14 is about the directors, types of directors, appointment of directors, most importantly, independent directors, and the data bank from which independent directors are selected, and the disqualification of directors, disqualification of directors, disqualification of auditors in that lesson are very, very important. Next one, lesson number 15, you have got board composition. So most important committee over here is audit committee, corporate social responsibility committee, and loans investment. So when it comes to board of directors, powers of the board, audit committee related party transactions, corporate social responsibility, loans, investments, guarantees given by company, these issues don't neglect. Lesson number 6 may, board meetings, you have quorum of the board meeting and procedure, convening board meeting. Lesson number 16 technically is very very easy, very less also. Okay. Then lesson number 17, it's like a dormant company lesson, very simple, one single concept, CSR. So mostly committee, implementation, and consequences if in case company failed to spend that money, whatever average net profit of 2%, if in case they don't spend money, what is the impact? So those things, one reading you give, since it's a burning issue, there is a possibility you may expect a question on this. Next one, 18th lesson, my sincere advice, I mean, I'm not suggesting, I'm not saying you should not read, but if you avoid, it's better. Yeah, you can, if in case you still don't want to avoid, yes, annual returns के बारे में थोड़ा पढ़ो, बाद में अगर नहीं तो भी it's okay. And my sincere advice, because I have seen the old syllabus also, this kind of questions are very rare. Lesson number 18, if in case there is a chapter that you may avoid to save your time, is lesson number 18. But still, if you want to read, Yes, you can read annual returns related. Lesson number 19, last one, KMPs. KMPs में managing director, whole time, these three uncles, managing director, whole time director and manager, these people A to Z information, whichever is there, please go through. Whichever is there, please go through. And related to company secretary, apparently, since the core area is company secretary, there might be some questions, but appointment of managing director and that is appointment of managing director, whole time director, manager, that is one thing. Second very important thing in this lesson, you may expect a second question also, that is remuneration decided. Remuneration related, simply ninth point I gave a general point, remuneration of managerial persons. Like you have section 197 and schedule 5, okay, these I mean, when there is a profit, what should be the remuneration? When there is no profit, what should be the remuneration? These kind of limits in schedule 5 we have, no, those things you go through. And meanwhile, every lesson, what I'll do in the next videos, I will pick up one very important practice question and try to guide you exactly how to answer. So stay tuned for this particular education channel, Prince Academy channel. Go through it. I will give you answer writing practice also in company law, setting up business, and JRP. Each subject, I will give you some topics. You start reading. So once again, I'm telling you, when you start reading your preparation, all this while when you are undergoing a coaching, you must have already finished the syllabus. After completion of the syllabus, one round, second round may keep put more emphasis on these topics and start making a notes. When you make a notes, when you have a notes, when you revise that notes, it is going to help you. This is a professional course. It will take a lot of time. It is not easy. 100% it is not easy. Don't believe in anyone or me saying that it is easy. It is not easy, but you need to make an effort. Since the course is extraordinary in commerce, legal field, corporate affairs mein, company law field mein, this is one of the extraordinary qualification. Respect this extraordinary status of this qualification and put more efforts. When you put more efforts, you not only read but make notes. After making a notes, second, third reading, always read your notes and you will be ready. It is not necessary to write exam just because you have to write exam. It is necessary that you write exam when you're ready to write exam. You be ready to write exam. So for that reason, filter the syllabus, scan the syllabus, come to a conclusion, have outline of every chapter. Like this you have to do. Otherwise, company secretary course may these bulky topics and subjects covering utna asan nahi hai. It is not that easy. Yes. Have a good day. All the very best.